Malaysia's electronics industry is among the biggest economic drivers of Malaysia. It has paved the way for billions of dollars worth of exports, lured in and made Malaysia among the best foreign investment destinations, and ultimately pushed the human capital economy to heights not seen in other nations. Quantitatively, the electrical and electronic industry, as it is normally known, has contributed 455 billion Malaysian ringgit, or over 101 billion United States dollars to the economy of Malaysia, a huge portion of the 1.2 trillion Malaysian ringgit export trade of 2021. As reported by the Malaysian Investment Development Authority, the industry is even in fact regarded to be the 7th largest in the entire world by exports. These exports also make up the single largest product for external trading for the Southeast Asian nation, far surpassing its other major industries known as petroleum, palm oil, and chemicals. Furthermore, the industry is also hailed for being such an important piece of the country's foreign investment drive, as Malaysia is often known for being one of the best in the entire Asian continent. The industry alone has received nearly 150 billion Malaysian ringgit in approved investments for the year 2021, which is around 33 billion US dollars, making the fast-growing economy experience the further speed, as the importance of this manufactured-centered sector is key to honing the future of Malaysia. This electrical and electronic industry is so great that it employs nearly 1 million people, a figure that does not even account for the indirect effects on the economy. But being one of Malaysia's most profound and probably will continue to become its largest industry in the future, its relative performance has not always been that great. In fact, the electronics industry has only been here for around half a century. Malaysia's previous growth was fueled by its numerous and diversified economy. To know how Malaysia became such an electrical and electronic giant country, we must first take a look back at the history of the sector that made Malaysia's economy so great. Malaysia's rise as a nation is known across the continent. It has even been noted by some to be one of the growing countries alongside the 4 Asian tigers, who are known as Singapore, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and South Korea. Its free market economy and good government policies were future enablers and helped push everything forward. The electrical and electronic industry, or E&E for short, was often known for being given birth to around the 1970s. But even before this decade, Malaysia's government and private corporations have already been working together to lure in foreign investments prior to this decade, all for the sake of building out the country's upcoming manufacturing industry. Regarded as the motivator for pushing this industry is the framework called New Economic Policy, or NEP for short, an initiative brought in to create an export-oriented destination for foreign investments. This and other factors have then created 8 companies in 1970, starting out with the manufacturing of simple components, to semiconductor assembly, and the production of numerous electrical products. Its push from this decade to the years to come is attributed to strong investments, mainly from the countries known as the United States and Japan. This was motivated by the government's established policies to support them and aid these offshore countries to cut labor costs. With such a prominent rise, Malaysia's ability both in providing incentives and human capital skills has emerged, which enabled more foreign investments to be lured in. In 1980, they went into full assembly, and by 1990, they had gone on to manufacture office and computer equipment. The 21st century would prove to be its largest, as 10 years after the start of this century would see further emergence of its numerous industries, from having high-value exports to being a research and development country, to even providing digital products. In 2010, it was announced that almost every major Japanese and United States firm would have a manufacturing facility in Malaysia. This means companies like Texas Instruments to Intel and Fujitsu to Mitsubishi Electric would have factories and offices alike. While these two nations may sound insignificant considering the fact that there's a huge market besides them, they're actually destinations amongst the biggest electronic industries in the entire world, both for branding and export's sake. Today, the industry is touted for being such a miracle for Malaysia. What was previously known as a natural resource-dependent country has become a nation that caters to the global market's best and most wanted products, with thousands of prominent and billion-dollar valued foreign-based firms operating inside. The biggest export-oriented products that Malaysia produced in the modern landscape are from its semiconductor exports that power the world's 5G, Internet of Things, cloud computing, nanotechnology, and the vast names that the world is gearing up to. Basically, Malaysia is a major player that powers the digital world we live in today. Even the very geography of Malaysia plays a huge role in all of these, where it was able to create investment hubs such as Penang for being an electrical and electronic hub, Johor is an electronic manufacturing service and a general manufacturing hub, and Selangor for warehousing and logistics. These are all playing a crucial role by relying on each other for their specific purposes, but with one goal in mind, which is advancing Malaysia's electronic competitiveness. The strong foreign direct investments are more than likely due to the big Malaysian incentives. These are known for giving tax exemption to companies that stretches almost a decade, to which foreign companies would pay zero taxes. What has been quite notorious, however, is the fact that even though Malaysia became one of the giant electronic manufacturers around the world, it is still plagued by a number of problems, mostly due to the groups of people in the nation. As we noted earlier, and as noted across the industry, Malaysia is heavily reliant on these so-called foreign firms. They are highly dependent on them for driving the country's electronic exports to go up, which in effect impacts millions of Malaysians. And the thing is, this leaves Malaysia's local electronic companies with little to offer. Furthermore, it is even touted that as Malaysia is amongst the biggest electronic industries, the technology is still kept within these foreign firms. Some analysts and even politicians have voiced the need for technology independence for Malaysia, as these foreign firms have failed to transfer some knowledge to the country. Whether, of course, this is an issue or not is a hugely debatable topic. One may claim that these foreign firms are a huge benefit to the country, but the other may also say that if there are other better opportunities elsewhere, then it's not too difficult for foreign companies to leave. Lastly, we also did note that Malaysia's domestic companies have little to offer. That does not mean they are entirely gone. Malaysia is still also slowly trying to create its own domestic-based electronic companies. Some of that have benefited from the demand of international consumption, but also due to a mix of domestic entrepreneurship and government support. In a way, this might help alleviate some of the overly reliance of the industry on foreign firms. The largest firm is known to be Iyanbriandi Berhad, which is touted as the largest technology company in Malaysia, one that produces radio frequency products. It is a company that is touted to have more than $1 billion worth of market capitalization and has numerous offices both in Malaysia and around the world. The other companies are the likes of Globetronics Technology, which produces OSAT, sensors, integrated circuits, and quartz crystal timing devices. And a company is known as Vitrox Corporation, which is Malaysia's largest equipment maker and a world-leading machine vision solution provider. These companies are a huge factor in helping push Malaysia's entire economy, as they ensure stability in the midst of a very tough industry that continuously changes. The future, on the other hand, is a huge opportunity, both for Malaysia and the entire electronic industry. After all, electrical and electronic devices are known for being the future driver of the world. We sit in a technology-leaning world, one that is quickly trying to adapt to these digital transformations. Numerous analysts have touted Malaysia as one of the forefront countries to take advantage of this opportunity. The global semiconductor foundry market alone is expected to grow from $319 billion in 2020 to over $477 billion by 2027, one that is being pushed by the demand for artificial intelligence, smart machines, and autonomous vehicles. Moreover, Malaysia's electronic industry is also embedded within the solar industry through photovoltaics, a sector that is also touted to be the next disruptor within the entire energy industry of the world. Of course, it is still unknown whether Malaysia could truly reap all of these, and whether it will be able to keep innovating its way to this big market. It is quite frankly scary, as the semiconductor industry is big, very big on the competition. Even the US giant Intel is known for lagging behind Asian-based firms from Taiwan and South Korea. With so many complications in the field, and if even a United States firm known for being the world's biggest economy could fall behind against smaller nations, then it is more than likely a huge economic risk that both the companies face, and even the entire country of Malaysia. That, however, is probably not going to happen. Well, at least we hope it will not. Anyway, what do you think?